And the way you do that is by building a SaaS app. And that is why I called it almost free, because the thing is, there will be a bit of cost, maybe like 2-3 thousand rupees. So, but that's bare minimum, right? And if you build a SaaS app like this, I'll tell you what this is, then, and you're selling it for 5,000 to business owners like me, then 10 lakh rupees divided by 499, that's just 200 people. So you just need 200 people using your software to make you 10 lakh rupees. And let me tell you, getting this 200 people is very, very easy, because in this case, you are actually reaching out to business owners, right? You can reach out to people like me, and then you can like tell me to promote a product, things like that, and you'll actually be able to hit these 200 people very easily. So the bigger question is, how do you build this? How do you build, and what is this that I have built? Okay, so this is a software that I have built for my team internally to handle all the operations in Indian e-commerce. Now the thing is, something like this doesn't really exist in the Indian market right now. It exists, like we have got triple whale in the international market, but this is not something that exists in the Indian market. Now you might think, if that is the case, why do I not release this and make money with it? The simple matter of fact being is that I don't have the time with that. And to be frankly honest with you, 10 lakh, an additional 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees to me using this method will not really mean much to me in regards to the amount of effort. Now, I'm not being cocky here. 20, 30 lakh rupees is a lot of money. But my goal is not to make 20, 30 lakh rupees a month. I have a lot higher number targets than that. And that is why I just thought, okay, let's just make a video on this and teach people to whom this 20, 30 lakh people will actually make a big difference. And yeah, that's why I'm making this video basically, right? So this is actually a dummy version of this app. I cannot really show you the original exact version. I mean, this basically just everything same. It's just that this has a dummy data, and like the original one, it will have I can show you that because it has like all the actual data from my stores in India, right? So how did I build this? How did I come up with this idea? How did I do this, right? And how can you build something like this of your own for almost free? Let's begin. So the thing is, I built this using Claude Code. Okay, not really Claude Code. I use this Claude. Let me put this here. I use this Claude extension in VS Code. Okay, and as you can see, I was just duplicating this thing here, right? And I also have this comprehensive like README file ready, right? So I'll be going through this, what exactly this product does, how does it work, and how you can build. As you can see, it's a very sophisticated software. And if I were to tell you honestly, it didn't really take me how to build this. It took me like 4 to 5 days of 5 to 6 hours of work days. Okay, and I was able to build this. Now the thing is, something like this is really, really helpful for you if you are someone who has a job or who is doing some sort of side thing, and they are able to save like 5-10 thousand rupees per month to be actually put into a business, and they have the time to put in, but they don't have enough capital to start something like e-commerce, which is life changing. So I'm not saying 30 lakh rupees money is not life changing, but you can take that 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees, whatever, and take that money and put it into something really cash cow thing like e-commerce, which can make you crores, right? So that's the thing. So let me just start. So I use this Claude extension. You can download it from here. By the way, I've built this myself. I don't know. Some people might be like, what is the proof that you built? I built it myself. Like, yeah, you have to trust me in this. I can't really show you how I built it. But I think with the amount of level of detail that I'm going to be explaining this, you will understand that I only built it because the thing is, if I would not have, I wouldn't really be able to explain you how this works in this thorough detail. So it's going to be a long video. But after this video, you will also leave with an idea. So if you want to build this and release it to the public, you can go ahead and release it. I don't really have a problem, right? But most importantly, what you learn is how to get these kind of ideas and how to, build other softwares like this as well. So yeah, stick till the end. And if you watch this video till the end, you're going to make your first 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees online. That is basically going to let you quit your job and start something like e-commerce, which is going to change your life, right? So the thing is, all this structure that you see here, I didn't create any of this. I just did it using Claude. Now, obviously, the thing is that I have told this to duplicate, so the entire history is not here, and I cannot really show you the original history, because the thing is, it has a lot of confidential data that I cannot reveal on YouTube. But yeah, this is basically what Claude has done. And as I gave you this instruction, you can see this is what it actually does. It writes everything and all those kind of things, right? And the 2,000 rupees that I said, you will basically need that for the Claude subscription. I think it's just $70 something, right? So yeah, that's the thing. And with GST, it'll cost like 2,000 rupees. So yeah. So let me log in and let me just illustrate by example. So let me copy this password. It has set out admin.orbit. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Admin. This is Orbit demo. Okay. Check database not configured. Oh, there's a bit of an error. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, guys, so this is still doing its thing. There was some issue due to which there was like the dummy data wasn't really loading, and this is basically how it works. I hope this people actually made it right. So yeah, it's doing its thing, right? This is how it actually works. So in the meanwhile, I'll just tell you what this app actually does. Okay, and how did I come up with this idea? So let me just first explain you this. So what is Orbit? Orbit is a full-stack real-time operations dashboard built for Shopify-based e-commerce brands in India. India is a keyword because in international you have got triple whale, right? So you don't want to competing with triple whale. The thing that triple whale doesn't really work in India with Indian stuff, right? So it aggregates data from multiple Shopify stores into a single command center, giving you complete visibility into sales, logistics, finance, inventory, ads, and team operations, all from one dark theme, beautifully aimed interface. Nice humor Claude has got. Built with Next.js 16, React 19, TypeScript, Tailwind CSS5 is 5 store, and the Shopify admin API. If you don't know what this technical term means, you don't really have to know. I know because when I was, I would say 14, that was 4 years back, I was very fascinated with coding and stuff. So I used to build games and I used to build like web apps and those kind of things. So I know what all of this is. So I'll just explain in a nutshell. Next.js is basically a full stack framework. Full stack is backend, right? Then React is basically a front end framework, which is why the app looks so beautiful because of this, right? And then you have got TypeScript, basically the entire coding and the back end of everything is done in this. Tailwind CSS, again, used to make it look pretty. Firebase is for storing the back end, and Shopify admin API, you know what that is. So if you don't know what is API, by the way, please learn it yourself because this is like a bit too basic. API is basically application programming interface. It basically helps two programs communicate with each other, kind of like how Pakistan helped two countries, let's not name them, but let's USA and Iran like contact and like solve each other's problems, something like that. You can take that as a good example, right? So yeah, getting back to the point, the sales dashboard, right? So the main thing is that you can have multiple stores linked in the same place and visualize all of the data at once. So once this is done, I'll actually show you how it does that. So that is the main thing. Then you get all the key metrics, all of the key metrics, the sales, the AOV, blah, blah, blah. What is the delivery rate fetched from delivery itself? Whatever the shipping aggregator is, whether you're using delivery, ShipRocket, or any of those things, it will fetch it from there. You'll have to put the API key depending on wherever you are, like, sorry, whichever aggregator you're using, and you can just put it there, right? Then you have got a store-wise breakdown for each of it. Then you have got date range filtering as to what timeline you want to see. Auto refresh, obviously, it like loads automatically in the backend. This is, I feel, the biggest thing that goes unnoticed in Indian commerce, that is finance and cash flow. It is very, very hard and very, very important because India is a COD market and you have to track the money that comes in and goes out, right? So the thing is that this will tell you by fetching from your bank transactions. Okay, how does that? It uses email, it uses Google Script. Okay, that is how I built it. Now, if you can come up with a different method, if you take your time, because again, as I said, I was not planning to release this to the public. I was thinking about it. That is why I asked some people, but I felt like for me, the amount of effort and all that it would take to release it to people and make of like 10 to 30 extra likes, it would be a lot more than if I just focus on other things, right? That is why I did not. But currently what it does, it basically uses my email for all the bank transactions automatically, Google Script, and then it takes all the data, it categorizes it itself, whether it's an income or expense, and then I can like put a status to it of what sort of expense it was or income it was, and then it will give me an entire breakdown. Okay, let's just let Claude complete this, and you'll have idea as to what I'm talking about. Then you have got cash reserve chart, right? And as to how much money you have got left after the money that comes in and goes out, right? So I very thoroughly thought out all these features that I wanted in this application for myself. And this is what happens if you go and research the person you are building this app for. I built this app for myself. That is why all these features that you see here, they are in very much detail. I feel like this is getting a bit boring. So instead of just reading all of this, I'll just show you by reading and then just explaining to what feature this is exactly mentioning, right? So this is what you need to do. Because the thing is, when you don't have, you either make money by money or you make money by time. And the fact is that you can get to certain levels of money by just time, but after that you have to use money to make money. That's why I said you can get to 10, 20, 30 lakhs with this method, but after that you have to use that 10, 20, 30 lakh money to make this, right? So that's the thing here. You use the, this thing, you research on whatever you want to build. So in the meanwhile, whilst Claude, I think it's done. So let me just open up the terminal and I will show you what I exactly mean. I've been yapping since the time. Okay, let me open this up. Okay, so this, as you can see, is Orbit, right? It looks very beautiful, firstly, right? So thank you. Okay, so coming back, so as you can see, as I was saying, you can add as many stores as you want by going here, right? Yeah, here, as you can see, you can add as many stores as you want. So you just enter the store URL here, you enter the display name as to what you want to see it, then you enter the client ID and the client secret. This is done using the Shopify app for this, okay? Then you also have like users control here, right? That whatever team members you want to have, right, you can grant them certain access. Like, okay, there was an issue. Now this is because that I'm using dummy data, and yeah, that's the issue. But basically what you can do here is you can grant all these people access. Like as you can see, this guy, the orbit operations guy, just has the operations access. So what does the operations mean? Operations is basically the logistics part, right? So yeah, as you can see, there are some errors. I'll just fix it and make sure that this is working so that you guys get the full idea, right? So yeah, then you have a ping option that, sorry, there's not a ping option. There's a ping option. You can ping any teammate you want. Okay. Reason is saying no the teammate because it's just dummy data, right? You can ping them and you can let them know, and you also have a chat interface so that you can talk to people about work here and don't have to keep going back and forth with Slack or WhatsApp. So it like consolidates everything into one place. And then this is access request as to if your new member joins your team, you can approve them, decline them, and then go to users, and you can like grant the other person access. Okay, like what access you want to give. Then okay, there's some errors here and there. I'll just what is that? Is the original orbit. I cannot reveal that. Okay, so let's go here and let me just try to get this fixed, right? So then I think, yeah, okay, task is low. So I'll just show you first whatever's working, and then what is not working, I'll fix that and then show you how that works as well. So here you can assign tasks to all your teammates and yourself as well, and then you can view all tasks or only your tasks as well. As you can see, all of the all tasks are here, right? So there's this, right? Then blah blah blah. Then you have got OPS ads. Now, what is this OPS ads? OPS ads is basically all the one product stores that you're running. You can track all of these here, and you have to keep launching ads or batches of ads or landing pages or whatever the thing is, and you can track that here. So when you launch a new batch here, you can just go here and track that. And then within 7 to 10 days, depending on what time you set, I have set it to 7 days because I believe that at my budget, you need to keep launching ads after 7 to 10 days. So once you do that, what you can do is it will just tell you in 7 days, okay, fine, so it's time to launch a new batch, or it'll just show here that new batch due or blah blah, right? And whenever you want to add a new product, you just go to new product, add the name, and same thing happens. Okay, I'm not doing it because probably might just glitch out. Yeah, okay, whatever, it's working. Thank God. Okay, so then you go to PRS. Now what is PRS? PRS is basically product research sheet, right? So whenever you do product research for your dropshipping business or whatever, you can add those products here, and that consolidates everything. Now, why did I build this? Because I hate Excel sheets. I find them really boring. It irritates me, and I think this is like a really cool interface to have rather than having an Excel sheet, right? Then you have got the products. Now, what is product? Product is basically all the products that you select from the PRS, and that goes into products. And then you test them here, depending on what status it is. That is the amount spent in testing, whether it was a winner or whether it was a flop, whatever it was, right? So if it is, let's say, dropped, it will give you a hit rate as well. How many have you tested this month? What is the total products? How much money you have actually spent on testing? Everything to the T. Everything is measured very, very carefully, right? And this is the financing that I was actually explaining. So this automatically fetches all the money that comes into your bank account and puts you in this beautiful looking graph here. And this is why all that technical frameworks. This puts it here, and you know how much cash reserve you actually have to reinvest into the business or to actually plug out, right? So yeah, and then you have this calculator that I have built for my own use case. So yeah, you can have all these things here. Then you have transactions, which is not really working. So transactions is where you actually see all the transactions that are fetched from the bank, right? And you can see if that is, because sometimes what might happen is that it might fetch a duplicate transaction, so you might clear all those things off because you still need to have some sort of manual interference, right? And this I already showed you was a dashboard. Now let me tell you to fix the logistics and the transactions page so that I can show you that later on, and then I'll tell you how to come up with ideas like this. Okay, so yeah, just a minute. I'll tell Claude the transactions and logistics page are not working, as well as the daily logs page. Okay, so the daily logs page, I think that was also not working, right? Yeah, it's also not working. So in the daily logs page, basically the teammates have to report what they have done for the particular day, and then you review that and you can give them feedback. Okay, this was good, this was that, as per the task that you have assigned them here. And a very important thing is inventory. Okay, so by the way, don't go and start running any of these products. This is just dummy data. Okay, so yeah, so this is basically to be able to help you track all the inventory that you might have or might need. Okay, yeah, basically. So let's say if you're running low on an inventory, it will automatically tell you when you need to order it. So as per the settings I have set, if you're importing from China, the timeline is generally 20 to 25 days via air, 20 days via air, right? And if I see, then that's around 40 days. So as per the, timing you set, it will automatically like calculate and tell you when it's time to order the inventory, so that everything is in track and you never run out of stock. Okay. And yeah, basically there's that. So, and if something like you run out, then it'll just be like banking in like red and stuff. So there's that. Okay. So the thing is, okay, Claude, I think, is working on this. So in the meanwhile, I'll tell you how did I come up with this awesome of an idea. Okay. And again, if you want to build this out, you can go ahead and build it. I cannot give you the source code because again, this that has my personal data and my confidential data. I cannot even give you this dummy code because, well, that'll just be a rip-off. And if I give you that, then, well, everybody will have the same thing. So you can take these ideas and build it out. And if you can build a better version of this, then even I might buy it. Who knows, right? So that is pretty much the thing, right? So how did I come up with something like this? So actually, let me just open up a Miro board to explain you this thing, okay? So the way you come up with ideas like this is very simple, okay? It's simple, but it's not easy. Why do I say that? Okay. The reason I say it's simple is because you have to think from the level of the person you're selling it to. The reason why this SaaS app might look very good to you or like a very good idea is because I made this for myself. Okay. And until and unless you understand this statement that you are not really solving a problem, okay, because this really solves a very, very big problem for me or for all the people who are in e-commerce or in branded dropshipping or whatever the hell in India, right? The reason is simply because I do that and I know everything and all the problems that occur in this business in India. And every headache, every minor thing that you could imagine, I know about it. I know it. I have gone through it, and I had to build a solution for that. And that is what I did. So how do you figure out for yourself? Because you cannot be doing all the things at all time. It's very simple. You analyze people like me. You analyze people like other people. Let's not name anyone, but you analyze other people who are doing e-commerce in the same industry, right? And you see what they're talking about in the video. Now, I know not all of them are very authentic or raw, and a lot of like actually polished, and it's difficult to figure out. But in that case, what you can do, you can actually see the comments and the engagement on these people's videos or content, and you will see the problems that people face. Okay. And what you can do is you can reach out to these people, you can reach out to all these people, and you can ask that what is the problem, and will you be willing to hop on a free call where I just want to do a 30-minute survey of the problems that you're facing because I'm building the SaaS app. No one will tell you no. And if someone tells you no, that's completely all right. It's okay to get rejected sometimes. It's not really a problem, right? So just ask the people, do a survey. You can contact people like me also sometimes, like if you're an idea, I will be happy to, because I myself need a solution. It's a win-win for both. So I don't see a reason why someone would say no, to be really honest. But if someone is still saying no, then that's their real choice. So that's the thing, right? So yeah, then you do that, and then as I said, you just use Claude and build this out, right? You have, obviously, I'll tell you one thing. If you have a basic idea of coding, right, a bit of a basic idea, it will really, really help you, right, to build something like this. Like you'll be able to do it a lot quicker, right? If you don't, I'm not saying you will not be able to, but if you do, that will like be a like an added bonus. Okay. So let me just open up. Hopefully this is working. This is still not working. Okay. Logistics. Okay, logistics is working. Perfect. So this is the most important page, I would say, after the finance page no, actually, if not more than the finance page in this entire software. And this is basically all the data fetched from the shipping company, because the thing is, a lot of these shipping companies, they actually show you inflated data, whether that be ShipRocket, whether that be Delivery, whether that be Blue, any companies show you inflated data. The simple reason being that they don't want you to leave the platform. So to get raw data, okay, is why I built this. Okay, and there is very much there was like a 5 to 10% discrepancy among in like what Delivery was showing me and what my software showed me. Okay, so what this shows you is how much money is actually your COD orders, because basically what happens if you work through my method, by the way. And again, as I said, this particular software is built for e-commerce, so out of it is actually e-commerce centered, but I'll teach you how to come up with different models as well in the later half of the video. So the thing is, if you are someone who is interested in e-commerce, because basically what happens is, the reason this is mostly COD is because my prepaid basically runs my entire operation. Okay, and the COD money that comes in is like the additional profit that I can use to reinvest or scale or whatever or take out, right? So if you want interested in starting your e-commerce and have the budget, then there is a Typeform link in the description down below where you can work with me one-to-one for 3 months, and you will get 12 calls with me, unlimited support, and we'll set out a goal for you in the very beginning, and we'll hit it in the set time period. And if you don't hit that goal, I'll keep working with you for absolutely free. So if that's something that interests you, then you can check out the link in the description down below. Cool. So let's get back to this. So the thing is that this will show you the delivered revenue between this time frame. Okay. The amount of total COD value, how much is in transit, how much got RTO'd, everything. Then it'll show you the total delivery rate, the COD delivery rate, because this is really important. The prepaid delivery rate is always 100.99%. The COD delivery rate is what makes the actual difference, right? So this is a very, very important KPI, right? So this is why I have it plastered in front of my face here. COD delivery rate. This is the most important thing that's going to make or break your business, right? Then you have the RTO rate, then you have the NDR rate, the delivery timeline, average delivery timeline, and then what is the prepaid rate, okay? And this like shows you for all the stores, and you have got any particular store that you want to say, it will show you for that as well, right? Then you've got the breakdown. Oh, for some reason it's not working. Breakdown is basically like it shows you everything like a pie chart form. I'll just tell Claude to fix that breakdown and the transactions page. Let's see if the daily logs is working. Daily logs is still not working. Daily logs, breakdown, and transactions. Daily logs, breakdown, and transactions page is still not working. Okay, and it's this easy. You just have to have the will and desire to do it, and you will be able to do it. Okay, it's this simple. You just have to think it through, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, so getting back to how do you contact, particularly for e-commerce, you contact people like me, you tell them, and yeah, that's about it. They'll tell you, and you build up something like this. Okay, now coming to the next fact, that how do you think about this thing of building a SaaS for, let's say, not only for e-commerce, for any other business? And to be really honest, I think it's pretty much the same process, the same mental model. The strategies might change a bit here and there, but if you keep the mental models same, then you will get the same results, because strategies come out of mental models. So it is very, very important to have the right mental models in place and paradigms in place, right? And let's say if you want to, what I'll suggest, by the way, is not to build a B2C SaaS app that is for an average consumer, because the thing is, there are very few consumer SaaS apps that actually make money, because the thing is, it is very, very difficult to change the behavior of a particular consumer. But if you go after business people, the thing is, you don't have to change a behavior. You don't have to give them, additional thing. For business people, you can just solve their problem. And this, I would say, if you watch my previous video, how to make your first crore in India with e-commerce, I mentioned the same thing, that you solve rich people's problems. This is what Alex Hormozy says as well. Because if you solve rich people's problems, they're going to make you rich. It's as simple as that. So here's exactly what you're trying to do. And as I said, if you just sell this thing and have, you're going to just need 200 people, right? And let me tell you, getting 200 business people to sign up to this is 100,000, lakh, 10 lakh, yeah, is nothing, to be really honest. It's very easy to find this. Okay, very, very easy. As I said, you can reach people out like me. You can tell me that, hey, I'll offer you 20% affiliate or something like that. Would you be willing to promote? And if this app is good, which it actually is, why would I not be willing to promote? It solves my problem. It will solve the problem of my customer, of my viewer who's watching me. So I will definitely promote it. So it's a win-win for all of us, right? It's a win-win for the viewer who's watching the video. It's a win-win for you who's making the app. It's a win-win for me who is actually promoting the app, because I get to use it. I also get some affiliates in return, and you get people, and you're making 10 lakh rupees. And by the way, let me tell you, the hosting cost of this is really not that high. Out of this, maybe you will have like a 70, 80% like gross profit on this, because you have like insanely high software. And the biggest thing is that you can build this out yourself. You don't really need any other person. Because as I said, I built this out myself while studying e-commerce, crores of worth of operations of e-commerce, and while studying international as well, and also teaching you guys how to do it. So I did have as much as time as you would have. So understand that, right? And yeah, that's the thing. Let me just see if Claude actually completed so that I could show you. The thing is that I really want to demonstrate you the entire thing so that you get a very good picture as to how this actually works. And yeah, okay. So please. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So this is the transactions page. As you can see, it's very pretty and looks very, very cool and intuitive. So this basically fetches all the transactions. And as you can see, this is categorized as inventory, because, well, there's data and it knows that this was for inventory. Then this is for income. Now, if let's say this is incorrect, you can go and change it here by clicking on this, and you can tell it what it was. Okay, you can, for example, call that this was a prepaid settlement. Okay, and it will reflect here, and then it will just go and add up here. Okay, that's the thing. And then I think the next thing that is not working is the daily logs. Okay, the daily logs is still not working for some reason, but I'll just explain it to you, because I guess I don't want to waste more time on this. It is basically a page where the teammates can log what they did for the day as the team suggests, and yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, that's about it. I think one more feature I said it to fix. Where is it? Breakdown. Okay, breakdown. Let me just show you the breakdown. Breakdown is working as well. So yeah, this is the breakdown. You can see the time frame. And sorry, I wrongly mentioned this is not pie chart. It is, I don't know what chart is this, but yeah, it's a chart, right? Whatever. It's a chart. Okay, it's a chart. So it shows you in very chart form of the past data. Like let's say we had 3 orders on this particular day. How many got delivered? How many are RTO? How many are in transit? Blah 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 blah. So that's the thing. You also get customer data. You can see that here. Okay. So yeah, as I said, I'm not a software developer. I just did this using Claude, AI, and it's very simple to do that. Okay. So getting back to the main video, how do you do this for yourself? How do you come up with these ideas? And let me tell you, Claude will help you do that as well. So let me just demonstrate to you this. So just turn on this extend thinking mode and make sure you have the plus plan, right? So at the actual only investment of this video. So let's just say, hey Claude, I am planning to build a SaaS app using Claude Code. Can you tell me good ideas that I can charge rupees 499 monthly for to at least 200 people comfortably? I want the marketing, I want the app affiliate marketing potential so that it is easy for me to promote the product, the app, and make sure that it actually solves a problem for the customer purchasing it. I want it to be a B2B SaaS app which solves problems for business owners in India. You can also, the thing is that you're not really restricted to India, but the thing is if you go international, you have to get Stripe and all those things, so that'll cost you a bit more. So I suggest restricting yourself to India here. And you can just click on this research thing and you can press enter, and let's just wait for what Claude looks up, right? So Claude will ask you this, are you even in access industries? I am open to any industries. Request ongoing or do you prefer lean infrastructure model? What? No, I'm actually making a video for my viewers. So anything works. Anything works. Okay, so this actually knows me, so he's asking me that something that overlaps, right? Good context. So this will now actually do the research for you and will tell you what you can actually build out. This is the beauty of this research feature and this extended mode that I did here. Okay, so this will do the research, and you can also use ChatGPT. Although I'm not really a huge fan of ChatGPT at this point. It's like it treats you like a 5-year-old baby, and I think like even dumber than that, right? So I wouldn't really suggest that. If it works for you, then that's great. But this is basically what you gotta do. And what you can also do is you can go to Reddit, right? I'll just help you how to do that. So you can go to Reddit and you can search that SaaS app ideas Reddit for India B2B that can be implemented in Indian market. This is idea market research. Okay, whatever. Here is a 15 creative no-code tools you can build. Customer portals, augmented spreadsheets, customer care center, sales lookup, customer lookup, web app, blah, blah, blah. Not really anything special here, but yeah. Finding ideas for video. I don't know if roads pay for free open cloud studies. Tell me your SaaS in one sentence. Potential, let you know. Instead of having all the fun, just by using let it do the tedious work of uploading them regularly and consistently. Never lose a deal to lack of feature. I have an app the programs you work schedule on your busy work. Or you have a brand savers of and video creative answer last hunt so if you creative on plan have to crash clicks on your behavior and API will see after a dumb with Wi-Fi now we keep scope brain for oh god. This is something that you don't want to build, okay? Create a visual with playment some great planning client here we go about forge presentations speed the open always long but tired of the function stack of accomplish nothing have a track will have that last forever. See, these kind of things you should not be building because this is not really helping a business owner in any way. A business owner does not have a habit or discipline problem. You have to understand that, right? In my professional business skills, email audience just to learn more might not. Okay. So you can go onto Reddit, you can do the research, and obviously, see, as I said, you have to put in the time in this because if you don't have the money, if you're trying to make money with time, you have to put in time. It's as simple as that. Okay. So I'll just search here as well. B2B SaaS app. Okay, and let's see if you can get any ideas. Marketing for Shopify. If a business wants to win over develops, you can use a merchant, blah blah blah. Biggest revenue content will SaaS decision because apps info minimal interaction with SaaS pros work complex workflows. Exactly. The core is under blah blah blah. E-commerce associates India, whatever. Strong ones. Okay, let's see the post thing. Okay, sorry for the background noise. Anyway, so getting back, so you have to keep scrolling and do the research here, and you can use the make better use of social media, right? So it is a post lead connect verified to the service provider agency, blah 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 has favorable build live or lag or onboarding first and trial provide and bring one of this to the dev launch the promo video was how the next companies has companies that local one these are work for writing copy that speaks three different provider tags and this is what I've learned. Okay, let Claude do it. It's gonna take 10-15 minutes and it will take you somewhere. I've been writing B2B tech content for 8+ years. I've seen a shift this fast. Now, see, the thing is, I could have made the video hyper dopamine, but then I would not be able to demonstrate to you like this because I'm actually trying to find a good idea that you could maybe have and use the mental model, right? That is solving people's problems, solving business owners' problems to be exact, right? And going in depth, like for example, let's say you find a business, like for example, I'll just take the e-commerce because that's where that's what I do. Let's say you find something of e-commerce, then you can give Claude that, hey Claude, I'm building this for e-commerce. Can you tell me what problems you'll actually face in the e-commerce market by doing a proper research and all those kind of things as well? So that is it. That's basically it's like very simple, right? So I'm still trading content. I stick with this wake up call. Like this is one problem I've seen. This is very corporate-ish. Where suddenly everybody is talking about it's campaign, blah blah. Four fingers. It doesn't have to be boring. Media first. Okay, B2B SaaS. It's not. The SaaS afternoon. I launched Bookie as well, but which of those better getting first is the real value. I spend much place exactly. This is why I said that your product has to have a good affiliate potential. Because if it does, then it'll not be a problem for you to get users, right? This year, 148 trillion has what so median B2B SaaS churn is 3.5. That adds up fast. Somebody's under 8%. Around you might be killing your judgment, whatever. I don't want copyright strikes on the video, so let's not play them. Obfuscation was blah blah blah. Let's see if Claude actually did something. That's taking some more time. Okay, let's keep researching. All right. So let's also use this platform called Medium, right? B2B SaaS app ideas Medium. It's also a very good website you can use for inspiration, right? So yeah. What do you think? Screenshot the social post generator. Okay. Screenshot the social post generator. Okay, that's interesting. A content for specific niches, buzz for post creators. That's also pretty cool. Brand voice analyzer, API playground, local host live technical tracker, environmental dance for streams, Scalabrator, and tool for it. Yep, get noisy. Geekwork. This is why I have chat feature, right? So this is like what you can also do is you can like take features because this is not really like app, but you can take all these features and you can combine them into something one for a particular person. You can see that okay, will this feature help this person, right? Because you cannot like get a multi-billion-dollar SaaS idea like this. That is simple fact. Otherwise, everybody would be billionaires, right? But you can get good ideas and then you can like compare, like see which of these features come together for a particular person and how can you implement that into actually cohesive and coherent product that is actually going to help someone solve their business problems and make them money. Because if they make money, you make money, and then you take that, you promote it to someone using your affiliate or whatever, and then they'll bring you like more customers. And let me tell you, you just need 200 people. 200 people paying you 5,000 rupees per month. It's that simple. Okay. Sales and CRM, tech support, blah blah blah. And source brand. This is a bit too corporate-ish. Let's go back. Actually got pre-orders. I did the 48-hour smoke test. The Ghostwriter CRM. Most special track. It's messy. CRM. That's a brilliant idea. This is a brilliant idea. I love this. I love this. Especially like there's a lot of ghostwriting done on LinkedIn. So you can maybe build a Ghostwriter CRM for LinkedIn Ghostwriter, something like that. API uptime for blah blah blah. Why they failed. Okay. The Me Too obviously see. You have to see what is failing. You have to see what is failing. The B2C SaaS apps are failing, right? So, and these are the three that actually worked. So, as I keep telling you, you have to build something that actually solve rich people's problem, because it's very hard to shift a consumer's behavior. So, and because you are basically adding to their life. Okay, you're adding to their life. You're not like getting them, rid of something that they really want to get rid of. Because as I keep telling, it's easier to sell and people a solution to a problem they already have, rather than giving them a feature. The painkiller versus the vitamin analogy, if you know about it. It's easier. It's like, if you take a painkiller because, it solves the pain, whereas vitamins is like added benefit. You don't really see it right now. So it's a lot easier to sell anyone the painkiller than the vitamin in like the business world, right? As you can see, all of these are basically for B2B people. None of them are for B2C. And that's exactly the opposite here. All of this, most of them are for B2C, right? And if you have some sort of, like, as I said, just one feature won't help you build an app. So it has to be like this thing. All of these things are like, they're like this, or this. All of them are like, what do you say, a multifaceted app, which have multiple features, which actually helps a person. So you have to do the research on the person. You can use Claude to do that. Again, Claude is still doing it, right? And let's say you figure out a person, you have to maybe figure out 10 different 10 different type of business owners that you want to go after. You have to study in depth what these people actually have, and maybe start building out for something for each of them, and see which one is actually something that is tedious. Maybe some of them will overlap. Then you can see, okay, maybe I can combine this, I can combine that, and bring together in its cohesiveness what what like a complete application that will solve a major problem for someone, a painkiller problem, right? Which will actually help you get that 5,000 rupees per month from them. Okay, there's that. So let's just wait for Claude to complete this now. Then we'll see what ideas it cooks up, and we'll review them, and we'll see if we can do what else. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, so Claude is finally done. So it just gave this boring PDF. Now, thing is, you can go with it, but since I am making this video for you guys, I wanted it to look good and presentable. So I also went ahead and told it to convert into this beautiful looking, cool HTML. So yeah, let's go through this and see what Claude has actually cooked up. So 10 ideas that actually make 10 lakh rupees MRR. India's basic pen points that global SaaS ignores, each idea verified against sale markets with blah blah blah. Okay, so are in generic tools. In India's basic pen, the global SaaS ignores. Yeah, that's what I said, like triple whale and all that. So first is GST ITC recovery engine. I don't understand what it does, so let's read it. Automatically reconcile purchase registered against GST or flag at risk credit. Auto second what's follow-ups to non-compliant vendors. That is a pretty damn good idea. Like, yeah, the execution might be a bit complicated and it will like take a bit of time, but the audience here is actually a lot more than 200 people, right? CA practice command center, unified dashboard, CA firms managing 50 to 200. That is another amazing idea. Okay, IndiaMart lead to deal machine. IndiaMart, obviously, I would say stay away from it because the vendors there are a bit like that. So whatever. D2C RTO Shield with COD intelligence, another pretty good. This is like a feature you can have in something like Orbit maybe. WhatsApp native B2B order system, pretty damn good. Coaching Institute operating system. People, individuals, coaching tuition people who are doing this. Although I would say, the thing is that in this kind of thing, the problem is that you cannot really charge that much, because like they are teachers and they don't make that much of money compared to something like CA or this. But the thing is that you can still do this in terms of the volume part, right? So compliance autopilot for 100 to 100 employee business, pretty good. Again, restaurant profitability engine. Now there's a bit of caveat to this, because the thing is that not all restaurants, if you are in cities like Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, or tier 1 cities, then you can do this. But in tier 2 cities, this might not be the best idea. Maybe this would be the best idea for you if you're in tier 2, right? Because you have to be able to physically visit the restaurants. It really helps. Vernacular WhatsApp AI sales agent. Okay, pretty interesting. Delayed payment recovery for MSMEs. That is also pretty damn good. What makes an affiliate-driven SaaS survive? Crystal clear ROI math, built-in demo moments. Basically, being able to solve the person's problem. Exactly. Okay. Go vertical, go deep. You can, yeah, see. You can basically see the idea that I ranked is what this is ranking as well, as per the conviction, right? So that's the thing. Okay. Now, what you can go ahead and do, let's say you pick this 3. You can go ahead and tell Claude to do. Now, the thing is, if I start doing that here, the video will be really, really long, which I don't want, right? You can go ahead and tell Claude. If you want a very long video, by the way, you can let me know. I can make it. It's just that I don't know if for this video that's the right length to have, right? I want to keep this video under like 1 hour, right? So if you actually go ahead and tell Claude that, Claude, so I've decided this as the idea, and what you can do is like have a Claude project here, and you can have all these things in that so that it retains the memory, right? And you can tell Claude, hey Claude, I'm building this. Can you tell me actually how to build this? And all the features and all these kind of things that CAs might actually need. Another thing that you can do is you can go and visit CAs, and I would recommend you do this. Actually, at least visit 3 to 4 CAs and tell them that you're building this. Or you can just even call them, right? Do whatever it takes and actually figure out what problem they're having and build a solution, right? So you have to inverse it. The thing is that a lot of people make money, think of making money as of like gaining value, okay? But the thing is, I'll give you a very good metaphor that is actually from a movie. So Bahubali, you might have watched. So उसमें जब Bahubali को he's declared a king. Rajmata Shivgami says that जो भलाल देव था he उसने क्या दोनों हाथों से शत्रु का संहार किया एंड बाहुबली ने एक हाथ से शत्रु का संहार किया, एक हाथ से प्रजा की रक्षा की, ठीक है? तो जो इंसान पैसा कमाता है और जो ये फर्क होता है, द पर्सन हु मेक्स द मनी, द वन हु इज द किंग इन मेकिंग मनी, वो जो दूसरी तरफ जो उसको पैसा दे रहा है उसके लिए सोचता है, सॉल्व्स दैट पर्सनस प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन जो इंसान जो भल्लाल देव टाइप रहता है, जो पैसा नहीं बना पाता है, जो सिपाही बन के रह जाता है इन अ जॉब, वो हमेशा दूसरों, वो अपने लिए खाली सोचता है कि मैं अपने लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ। किंग नेवर आस्क व्हाट, अ ट्रू किंग डजंट आस्क what can I do for myself, you always ask what can I do for the people, right? Obviously you have to make money, so but the thing is you have to think in terms of the person that is going to make you that, because you have to be grateful that because this person or this person exists, you will be able to make this money. So you cannot be taking these people for granted. You have to treat them with respect, right? Okay, so you don't have to go all this fancy. The PDF itself was pretty good. I'll just show you the PDF. It was all good to be read, right? It was like this. But the thing is, I wanted to be presentable and in a YouTube video, so I just told it to convert it into a PDF, right? So that's, you can go through all of this. You can read it, and yeah, like that's the thing. If you want this docs, by the way, I can share it with you. It's not really a problem, right? So take action, because the thing is, I have given you everything you need to make your first 10 lakh with any SaaS app for any business industry you need, and you don't really need any complicated tool to actually do that, to be really honest. Okay. So yeah, just go ahead and take action. And as I said, if you're someone who has a bit of budget, who has like 1.5 to 2 lakh stored around and wants to get into e-commerce, I have a one-to-one coaching program of 3 months where we'll set out a target for you and we'll hit it. And if you don't, then we'll keep working till you do for free. Right. So that was the video. Let me know what other content you want to see, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.